He was a radio personality, a journalist, and a novelist who won the Pulitzer Prize for Fiction in 1962. Son of a medical doctor, Edwin O'Connor was born in Providence, Rhode Island, and raised in Woonsocket. He's a graduate of Lasalle Academy in Providence and the University of Notre Dame. In 1946, O'Connor began working as a freelance author, selling his stories and reports to numerous magazines, including the prestigious The Atlantic. In the 1950s, O'Connor began a career as a television critic for 2 Boston newspapers, a profession he would follow for the rest of his life. He wrote his first novel, The Oracle, in 1951. This and all his other novels focused on the Irish-American experience and often dealt with the lives of politicians and priests. Soon afterward, in 1956, he wrote the novel for which he is most remembered, The Last Hurrah. The novel was adapted for film in 1958, with O'Connor writing the screenplay himself. A Hollywood classic, the film stars Spencer Tracy and Jeffrey Hunter. The Last Hurrah tells the story of a Boston politician of Irish descent, a character named Frank Skeffington, as seen through the eyes of a nephew whom he invites to accompany him on what turns out to be an unsuccessful re-election campaign. Skeffington is slightly corrupt and had been quite skilled at juggling and balancing the claims of the various Boston area ethnic groups, but his time has passed and he loses the election. The profits from this book and movie made O'Connor financially secure for the rest of his life. As mentioned earlier, O'Connor went on to win the Pulitzer Prize for his next novel, The Edge of Sadness. It's the story of a middle-aged priest in an unnamed New England port city. O'Connor's birthplace, Providence, undoubtedly served as the model. This drama revolves around a priest named Father Hugh Kennedy, who is a recovering alcoholic. As the story begins, Father Kennedy has returned home to try to mend his professional career as a priest. He becomes involved with a wealthy Irish-American family he has known since childhood. The story that unfolds deals with friendship and loneliness, spirituality, and newfound hope. I Was Dancing, published in 1964, is a novel about an aging vaudevillian who tries to reconnect with his son after 20 years of casual neglect. O'Connor's last novel, All in the Family, appeared in 1966. There's no connection at all to the famous television series of the same name. The novel is a profile of a Massachusetts family headed by a father who has great political ambitions for his sons, and many have pointed out that the story is quite reminiscent of the Kennedy family. Edwin O'Connor died suddenly of a brain hemorrhage in 1968. He was only 49 years old. A final book, The Best and the Last of Edwin O'Connor, was published in 1970, 2 years after his death. It includes excerpts from his published novels, fragments of unpublished works, articles written by him, and a lecture transcript.